So I'm so excited about today. I have a very special guest. And this interview is going to be a little different. As you see, I have my coffee because this is going to be more laid back, me learning more and listening more, talking less. But I'm very excited about our guest. She's very special to me. But I just kind of want to share her to the world and just share the things that she is doing. This is Becca Jocelyn, but I call her Becca, little sister, love, life, all those great things. She is a singer, a motivational speaker. And she just does a lot of great things. And I just feel that her story should be told. And as you know, at Becoming Her, we do that. Share your story so we can change her story. So her story is very special. And she's sitting here not knowing which direction I'm taking this in, because I kind of just like, I need you to do this interview. I want you to share. So she doesn't know what she's sharing, but because she's just been so motivational to me, we're going to pull it out of her as she sits here. So first, just start off by telling us a little bit about who you are.
Who I am.
Mm-hmm.
The basis of who I am, the
basis.
foundation of who I am is a daughter of God.
Okay.
That's who I am.
Okay.
Once you figure out that you are a child of God,
Mm-hmm.
a daughter or a son of God,
Mm-hmm.
then it's no other place that He can't take you.
Okay.
So the basis of who I am, that's it.
Okay. See, you get what I'm saying? This is why we're having this when I say motivational, inspirational. Because, of course, her answers are just like, child of God, that means royalty. That's all you need to know type thing. But what I want to pull out, so I usually end interviews with this, but with you, I'm going to start it with, when you think of becoming her, who is that her to you?
She is balance. That's what she is.
Okay.
Because there are some of us that as yourself, are very gifted. So in having all of the gifts that God gives, she is balanced. That's what she is. Because if you have every gift there is to have, very gifted person. It's hard to pick. So have you heard of Jack of all trades, master of none?
Yes.
But with God, it's not a master of none, because you go through different seasons where in this season you have to be this, and in this season God wants to use this part of you.
Okay.
So becoming her is becoming balanced and being able to flow with what God wants to do in your life and not sticking yourself to one place.
So that's kind of how people say being in a box.
Being in a box.
If you're balanced, you will never have a box in the first place.
Never in a box.
Never. I like
Don't
that.
even think inside of a box.
I like that. So becoming her to you is balance. I like that. And with that, I kind of want you to just share a little bit of your journey in realizing why that becoming her was balance. Like just a little bit of your story up until this point of how you got to this place in your life where you just, how you said, like you're confident in knowing who you are and knowing what that becoming her is to you. But you got a little story for that journey. So if you could just share just a little bit of your journey up until, this point.
Okay. I also want to add that when I think about becoming her, I think about women empowering women.
Okay.
And it's not so much as you get these different groups of women and they constantly compare themselves to each other. And instead of being able to like compare yourself to somebody else, you be comparing yourself to the last you that you were. And then you have a support system to say, okay, look, this is who you were then, and this is where you headed, so this is what you need to do. So that's what I kind of see it as, a support group, becoming her. But as far as my journey, I struggled in my journey becoming her, because I didn't know who her was, because how I thought was her had to be this one person, and she had to stick to being that one person and be the best at that one person, and that was it. But then I learned that balance is what you need in order to become.
How though? Like what did you face to have to learn that?
Doors shut.
Okay.
The hardest thing is being rejected. But learning that if everything is shutting down for you in one place in your life. So say how I came out, people know me and identify me as a singer.
Okay.
In 2012, I came out with my first video, and it was called Comeback.
Okay. And what was the genre?
It was R&B at the time.
Okay.
It was before I gave my life completely to Christ, but it was like a vision that I had of myself, and I was prophesying to, not knowing that I was prophesying to myself, but I was prophesying to myself. In the video, I was with a guy. He was a hustler, and at the end of the video, the end of the story, I got mixed up with the wrong guy, and they ended up killing me at the end of the video, or killing me at the end of the video, thinking that I was him because I was riding in his car. So what I was prophesying to myself was, if you continue to go down this road, this is the end. This is where you're going to end up. So
did that reflect the lifestyle that you were living at?
It reflected the lifestyle that I was living. But suddenly, when I came to Christ, doors started closing for me in the music area. Like the people that I could work with before, I mean, just doors were shutting. And it was like, okay, that's not where you're going right now. It's a new place. I'm taking you right here. Don't lose that person. You're still her, but I need you to go this way and show you something else, somebody else that you are. So, rejection, and learning that rejection is not to hurt me. Rejection is to steer me into a new place.
So at this point in your life, what is your focus? What is your journey from where you were then to now? Like, where are you heading now, or what direction do you feel, is it singing, is it motivational speaking? When you look at understanding the becoming her of who you want to be and who you are, what is your continuance in the journey? Like, where are you going, and what's pushing you to go there?
So during the journey, I learned how to put on my big girl drawers and my big girl panties, and learn how to balance and learn that I'm more than just a singer. So I am writing, I am working on a single, but at the same time, I am working on a Crown House. It's a vision I have called Crown House. I work a lot with the youth and mentoring the youth. So right now I'm working on getting a missionary house open for teenagers. It'll be shelter style. It may not be like fit the criteria of how people do group homes now. It's more of a ministry-based house, and it's a nonprofit. I'm working on my nonprofit now, so that I won't have to worry about where's my funding coming from, because I completely learned that my funding is coming from God. So yeah, I'm balancing that at the same time.
I hear you say balance. How do you balance your spirituality with life? So I know it's all on accord, but at the same time, some individuals may hear what you're saying and say, well, I didn't grow up in church. I don't really understand everything when it's spiritual, and I live in the real world. So I'm a child of God. I know God provides for me, but how do I apply that in everyday living and still balance that spirituality?
Okay. So the spirit versus flesh. Let me tell you something, because I'm single. This is not easy. Okay, I'm just gonna listen, cry and pray. That's what I'm gonna say. Because listen, it's not easy, because you fall in love with Jesus. I fell in love with Jesus. And I didn't want to take my eyes off of Jesus, you know? I just want to be on Jesus. But then it's like marriage is knocking at your door and it's like, oh God, I gotta pay attention to somebody else. I gotta bring somebody in our relationship. And they just jacking it up. And then, but God is teaching me different things. He's showing me myself through people who are pursuing at the time. And that's just one battle as far as the spiritual. And other than that, I'm cool. Other than that, other than the dating aspect of it, I'm good.
But how would you explain, like, people? So for instance, say I was an individual and I'm listening to this story, and I'm just like, she keeps talking all this spiritual stuff. Like, what? Like, how do I apply that and still be in everyday life, but still be like, oh, I'm gonna be great because Jesus. I'm Jesus' child. I'm God's child.
I get you. Oh, meet people where they at. One thing God always teaches me is anytime I see somebody, I've already seen myself. And I remember that moment. I remember what it felt like. I remember the people that were around me at the time. I remember what I needed to hear and what I didn't need to hear. And so whenever we have a problem, the solution is always the gospel. It's Jesus. The problem is the wisdom to apply it to our lives. And that comes with experience. You know, some people learn the hard way and they'll be like, oh, they got to learn to talk the hard way, the tough way. But some people actually have to learn the hard way. Because unless they learn the hard way, they won't gather the wisdom and the understanding in order to lead somebody else into the right direction. So I just feel like I did learn the hard way, but I had to learn the hard way. Because otherwise I wouldn't be able to give counsel, give advice, remember what it was like, and know that wherever you are, you coming up out of this. Because I came up out of it, you know? So a lot of people wanna learn from. You can't just learn everything from somebody preaching over the pulpit. You gotta live through it to know what to do.
So you keep talking about this singing thing. Can you give us
She did it.
some of what you do? Yeah, I know it wasn't in the script, but can you share some of that gift with becoming